Got it. No, it's being recorded by the host of
B. Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
How's it going?
Very good.
Okay, it is, I'm a little late. It's 1 minute after 1, but I'm going to get things started. We are recording. Okay. First, we'll dispense with this stuff. Let me see where my cheat sheet is. Oh, come on now. Sorry, folks. Here we are. Okay. I should know this from memory. I don't know why I don't.
No, it's too complicated.
No, it's actually really straightforward, but I mean, you know, I can almost recite it from memory. But, I'm not going to try that just yet. Okay. Welcome to the HCC. As a preliminary matter, this is Ray Pohl. I'm the chairman of the HCC. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. So at the moment, we have Diane Coombs.
Right. Aye.
All right, Val Oliver.
Hi, here.
Thank you, Val. Abby Camp.
Aye.
Oh, Stephen just joined us. Okay,
Aye.
Carrie Thornwell
Here.
and Stephen Welch.
Aye.
Okay, is that it? Looks like it might be for,
Ray, John just jumped in.
oh, John McLaughlin.
Yes, right here.
Okay, very good. Thank you, John. All right, now we're going to move on to staff. Staff, when I call your names, please respond in the affirmative. Holly Backus.
Present.
Eddie McCarthy.
Present.
Esmeralda Martinez.
You're in the way.
Present. Present.
Thank you, thank you.
Mr. Chair, Terry Norton is also here.
Yes, thank you. Terry Norton, are you?
Yep,
All
I'm
right,
here.
fantastic. Okay.
Mr. Chair, I also do want to let you know that I'll be running out at 1:30, but Esmeralda is here to drive and Holly is here as her faithful backup. And,
Great.
Can you come with me? I don't understand what they're saying.
Okay,
Sir.
whoever has Jeanette's iPad, you just muted. Okay, that's fine. Thank you. Okay, and then speakers for their applications will be announced when the applications occur. Good afternoon. This open meeting of the Nantucket Historic District Commission is being conducted remotely pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment. I may do a little one though, I'm deciding. For this meeting, the Historic District Commission is convening by video conference via Zoom app that's posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. Please note this meeting is being recorded and that all attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you and to take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording and go viral on the internet. Meeting materials. All supporting materials that have been provided members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless the chair notes otherwise. Before we get to the first item on the agenda, let's go through some ground rules for effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. So the chair will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide comments, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you're not speaking. And please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any responses, please wait until the chair yields the floor and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in conversations with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. And the protocol here is that before I ask the members of the board to speak, I will afford public comment to members of the public who have joined the meeting via Zoom and wish to express concerns or any other mentions. And those members of the public who wish to speak should state their names and be acknowledged by and speak through the chair. Thank you. And each vote taken today will be done via roll call. Thank you. Okay, first order of business is to approve today's agenda. Before I do that, Kadeem, anything that we need to know about?
No changes on this one, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, very good. All right, somebody want to do it? The honors?
I will make a motion to approve the agenda.
Great. Thanks, Diane. On that motion, Val,
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Diane on your motion.
Aye.
And I'm in favor. Motion carries. Okay, the only public comment I have is that Tuesday night was a stressful night for many reasons. This past Tuesday was a stressful night for many reasons. We were just coming out of a break. We were having some rather severe technical difficulties in terms of feedback and so forth. But I just want to underscore that I would really love as chair to, I think we have a lot of work to do. We're a very busy board. And I think that to maintain civility and decorum with applicants and with fellow board members would be great. I would encourage you all to think about that. Okay, so now we want to go to item number 2, which is the discussion. This is something that we took up at the end of Tuesday night's meeting, and unfortunately, we weren't really to get, any kind of resolution to it. So here's the issue, and Stephen is on board if I get any of this wrong, but so Stephen has been the HDC liaison to deal with the certified local government section 106 rep. And he's done 2 terms. How long are the terms, Stephen?
Hi, Mr. Chair. I actually sat for three years.
Oh, 3
so-
terms. I'm sorry. And
No, that's
and
fine.
Are they 1-year terms?
Well, I think it's arbitrary, but it would be customary
Oh, I see.
to set it as a 1-year.
Yeah. Okay. So the story is that Stephen, I believe, would like to move on with other things. And so we do need to hopefully appoint somebody, one of our members, to fill his seat, which we very much appreciate him doing for the last 3 years or so. So it's not a question that needs to be answered right away, but we'd love to be able to fill that position with one of you.
Can you tell us how many times it meets a month?
Yeah, Stephen, that would actually be helpful to know, like what would you say the workload required would be?
Well, it's sporadic. First of
Mhm.
all, it
Right.
involves, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay,
Good.
thank you. So it involves, as you can imagine, any of the projects that have federal and in some instances state funding, which triggers the section 106 code review, that portion of the code. And currently we have the past projects include the Vineyard wind turbine farm. The airport has had a couple of projects, and we didn't get into the state level, but I think the Milestone Road may have been triggered somewhere along the line, and the Historical Commission was involved in that. They have a liaison also. The workload is, it's really as much as you'll put into it. I've put, I would say probably seat of my pants guess over 150 hours into the wind turbines myself. That was kind of an exception, I think, based on the newness of it, wanting to establish an anchor point for as a representative for the Historic District Commission. I think at this point and going forward, it's probably on the order of meeting when a project comes up, a couple to a few hours in total on a project, unless it's something controversial, which could happen. The town has, just to clarify, that town has taken the position officially that The town of Nantucket is the generally in support of the wind turbines in general. There are more farms coming, but that's subject to sufficient mitigation measures as are provided for under Section 106 and other means. So it's a long way of saying, you put into it what you can. The more time you put into it, the more rewarding it is. But a lot of the heavy lifting is out of the way. So I imagine it's in an order of magnitude of maybe an hour or so a month on average, maybe an hour and a half.
Okay.
And Holly, if you wouldn't mind, if I'm underrating that, I don't want to line anybody up for anything here. But
Set anyone up.
Yeah.
Can we ask,
Definitely.
can we ask where
Well,
they meet? Do they meet by Zoom or do they meet in an office?
Mr. Chair, I can address that.
Yeah,
So
that'd
as
be
your
great.
preservation planner, I'm also a Section 106 rep for the Nantucket Planning and Economic Development Commission. But there's, as Stephen had mentioned, there's also a rep for the Historical Commission. And the town also has secured expert counsel, Cultural Heritage Partners, who is the leading expert in wind farms. And long story short, as Stephen had mentioned, that there's other companies that are coming down the pipe that are going through the federal review process now. We have been consulted or contacted, if you will, by a couple of them. So there will be meetings that the town will want to have representatives of these applicable boards and commissions meet together. So that's something that our energy coordinator, Lawrence Sinatra, has been the point of contact. And any questions about what your duties are under Section 106, I can definitely guide you in that process and send you that information. But yes, as Stephen has put in a lot of time and effort, again, this whole thing has been has set a precedent, if you will. And I think that's why the first one has really been a time-consuming effort. But I would encourage anybody that's on the board to reach out if you're interested in, and I will help you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Holly. So was that somebody speaking?
Yes, it is John.
Yes, John. Hi.
I had a comment. This is the first time I've seen this. What's this all about?
Okay, so as Stephen just said, anytime that there is state or federal funding for a project, it kicks in, I believe it was called Section 106, correct? Which means that we have a review process, and the HDC has had a representative at the table for that review process. And this is the HDC representative. Stephen would like to step down. He's going to, he needs to spend more time with his family and home. So he's stepping down, and we'd like to get somebody else in there to fill his seat. So that's what this is all about, John.
I may be right, Mr. Chairman. Now, from what I get, my own synopsis of it, I have questions on it about having a non-commissioned person at the meeting. What are they supposed to be doing? I want to know about this before it moves.
Wait, when we say a non-commissioned member, what do we mean?
You have a non-commissioned member at the meetings?
No. As far as I know, Stephen Welch is a member of the HDC. Last time I checked.
That's what I'm missing.
I believe that's true, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, thank you for, otherwise we'd have a rather large problem on our hands. So,
Yeah.
so John, the whole idea is that we have 5 regular members and 3 associate members. Stephen is an associate member, and he has done us the very, very big service of sitting in on these meetings, representing the interests of the HDC. What Stephen would like to do, he wants to write a novel, so he wants to step down to spend more time on his book, and so he wants somebody else to fill that seat for him. And so he has raised it as an issue because he's eager to have somebody take over for him. That is what this is all about. Okay?
Yeah, I'll come and talk to you. All right, I'll
Okay,
talk.
that'll be fine, John. That's totally fine. Now, we can make short work of this or less short work of this. If there's anybody, we have 7 of our 8 members on board right at the moment, correct? I think so. The only person that's missing is Jesse. If there's anybody who would like to throw their name into the hat now, then we could basically vote this and have it done with. If we want to give this further consideration, if no one's interested or wants to do further research, whatever, then we would need to put it off until next Tuesday.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question on that, all right? I have one more.
Yeah.
What, no matter who gets it, my question is, what are they supposed to be doing?
Okay, so as Stephen just said, you attend these meetings that happen approximately once a month for an hour. It depends on what sort of projects are ongoing. You know, the wind turbine thing was a big one. There were some projects at the airport, which also involve federal funding. So you just need to show up at those meetings and represent what you consider to be the interests of the HTC. That's what this is all about.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Fine. Would they meet away, one meeting by themselves with no, what do you call it? No non-mission commission members coming to that meeting, if you have a meeting.
Well, this is a meeting, this goes beyond the HDC, John. This involves a lot of other town agencies. And so there are other people at this meeting that would have nothing to do with the HDC, but that's what this is all about, is making sure that the HDC has a seat at the table. That's what this is about.
I would hold that, but I'll come and see you and have
Okay.
a
That'd be fine. I have no problem just explaining it in more detail. Anybody interested at this time in throwing their name into the hat? If not, I'll take it up again on Tuesday night.
I would put my name out because I'm the only one that isn't engaged in work that they have to be at. But I can't do it if it's not by Zoom at the moment.
Well, Diane, I think the short answer to that, and of course the rules are changing all the time out here. We're all these town boards, all these meetings are required right now to be on Zoom. We cannot be in person now. We could
Okay.
for a short while, that disappeared. We're now back to Zoom. And so it would be Zoom, yes.
Well, I'm just putting my name in if you need to have somebody because I don't have appointments and stuff that I have to go to. And I have no conflict of anything since
Yeah.
I'm totally useless otherwise.
Okay, well, thank you, Diane. I appreciate that. Anybody else? If not, I think I might entertain a motion to appoint John to that position. John, what did I say? Diane to that position. Oh, John almost got voted in. Would somebody care to make a motion to have Diane be our liaison, our representative?
Mr. Chairman, could we hold
Yes.
it? Could we hold this till next week? Because I'm interested in no matter who it is who wants to put their name in. I don't care if it's 10 people.
Okay, that's fair enough. I think that Stephen would be willing to wait another couple of days, but we do know that Diane is willing to step up to the plate. So, all right, we'll leave it at that. I can explain this to John offline, and we'll take this up again at the beginning of next Tuesday's meeting. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Now, so let's move along then to the consent agenda. I need to recuse, so I'm hoping that Ms. Abigail Camp can chair this for me.
Oh, I'd love to do that.
Thank you. And you're because I'm gone, you're going to need to choose from one of your 2 associate members. Thanks. I'm
Okay.
muting.
Are we on the first? Did we done?
No,
No,
sorry,
Consent.
Abby, I wasn't
Consent?
clear. This is the consent agenda.
Okay,
And so I need to recuse, so you can
I
share.
would make a motion to approve 1 through 10 on the consent agenda.
thank you, Diane. Everyone in favor of Diane's motion, Val,
Aye.
Carrie,
Aye.
Stephen,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
is Jesse here?
No, you have one extra in there, but as long
Okay.
as you have 5, it's good.
Okay, good. Okay, that passes.
Okay, I make a motion to approve 1 through 3 on the consent with conditions.
Okay, and this will be the regular board. On the regular board, thank you, Diane. Val,
Aye.
thank you, Abby.
Uh,
John
What is the motion, please?
is to approve the consent with conditions agenda.
All of them.
Yes, three items.
Somebody just said 1 through 3. All right, thank you.
Are you in? That's an aye, right? Yes, I believe it was. Diane on the motion, on your motion, I should say.
Aye.
Okay, and I'm in favor too. Okay, now we're on to new business. For some reason, some of these have an established board. So Tim, are you on for this first one?
Yeah,
Okay, so it's myself. Oh, yeah, this was a view, right? That's right. Myself, Abby, John, Diane, Val, all of whom are with us at the moment. So let's go. Well, Tim, why don't you just do a quick recap?
sure, I
okay?
will. Before I do that, Mr. Chair, I think
Oh.
the owner is on the bridge and would like to say a few words before I say, to give that recap.
Okay, so owner, let's see, that would
If Peter, I believe it is, if he's
What?
on, have him unmute and say a few words.
Is his name John Shudell?
No.
No,
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, yeah, no, sorry. I was looking at consent with conditions.
maybe he's not on. Peter, are you on? If you are, unmute.
I'll say you're on.
Oh, I'm on.
Oh, there you are. Okay. Okay, your turn to speak, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
it's your turn.
Okay.
You can speak
Oh.
now. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a second. Let me put it. Okay, go.
I want to express my appreciation for Diane and John and the rest of the panel for keeping the historical character of Nantucket. Now, we face a new challenge, climate change. I want to fight it by tapping in the sun's power. The island is impacted negatively by climate change because of beach erosion and flooding. My property is protected by trees, living at a cul-de-sac. There's no through traffic and my neighbors don't have to drive in front of my house. I give below market value housing to hospital workers and I want to keep it up by solar panels. So the solar panel will help me. So I ask you to approve it, please.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, that's our house. Look.
There it is
good.
on the screen. Okay, so who would like to begin on this, board members?
I'll do it.
That's you, John, right?
John.
Go ahead, John.
Yes. I find it, according to the photos and what I looked at, I would say that if there's any visibility, it has to be up to in the end of the driveway where it goes into park, all right?
Mhm.
That's the left and right side of that the white gravel is, or what is it? Tar there? From
Well, the
right-
gravel is on the shell drive is on the neighbor's property.
Okay, I would say then there's not a high visibility of this area for this one structure. I'm in favor of it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, John. Let's see, Abby.
Off the top of my head, I would prefer to see it on the garage, which is more of an oblique angle. And I think would probably cover the entire roof with, left to right. So I would be more in favor of that than the front of the house. Thank you.
Okay, I'm not sure that Tim took a picture down the drive, but it looks like there's a drive, the drive goes right up to the garage. So that would be where the most vegetation would be cleared, but thank you, Abby. Let's see, John has spoken. Diane, how about you?
I think that if it is not, his address is one area, but the house faces the other, faces over on Somerset Lane. I think
No, it
that-
doesn't.
it doesn't, I thought it did.
The front face is Enterprise.
Oh, yeah, Diane, I think you're thinking about a different solar application that we were.
No, I have it right in front of me. I
Oh,
thought
okay, sorry.
that was the thing. If it is facing the direct front of the building, it is something that we don't approve of. I would like to know, is there any other way to, other than the fact of hiding it, which is with vegetation, which is hard because you have to get the height and it has to be non-deciduous. So I was wondering if you could use the side panels, if I could see an elevation of the building better. Where is the front door?
It's to the right of the main mass. If you look and see where the chimney is on the southeast elevation, it's to the right of that.
Okay, well, that's directly on the front of the building and
Yes.
we know that that is something that's not acceptable. Sometimes I wonder why it keeps coming back when I don't know how there's too much space to try and hide with some trees. It would completely change the looks of Enterprise Circle. So I don't know if there's some other way. This is southeast, whether it would be hidden better for southwest. Southwest is the garage. Everything is facing southeast. So I don't know. At the moment, I would say no because of our rules that we're trying to establish as far as the location of the panels.
Okay. Thank you, Diane. How about you, Val?
I actually went by there today and have a picture from the street. You can see this house very easily, especially the garage this time of the year. So I feel like we are going to keep having this situation arise because the folks that are the installers seem to always want to present them in front of us, knowing how we feel about it, and then, bringing the owners to play that card at the meeting and trying to change at town meeting our enabling legislation in their favor. But at the very least, the rules that we have were not written by this particular board. They were written in 2009 by a collaboration of People Sustainable Nantucket, the HDC, the Green Committee, and something else. But, I don't think it's a lot to ask to not be on the front of the house, and at the very least, not on the main mast. The accessory wings, maybe. And I don't think that's unreasonable. The roof color is not typically what we would want to see, but I would be willing to forego that in an area like this with some limited visibility. So I would say the wings, maybe, the main mast, no, but there is plenty of land here, it looks like, from the site plan to perhaps do a ground array. So that's my comments, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Thank you, Val. All right, Tim, a couple questions. So a few things have been brought, oh, by the way, Val,
Mhm.
Abby had mentioned something about putting them on the garage, but my thought was that they're going to be more visible on the garage.
Right.
Would you
Yeah.
agree with that?
Yeah, I would, but you
Okay,
know,
okay.
I'm not trying to be, we're not trying to be
No,
unreasonable.
I'm just asking you
Yes.
what your observation.
Yes, I can show you the picture I took today if you want.
No, I trust you. Okay, so,
I did say that, Mr. Chair, because it's not the main mast and
oh.
it might fit better there. I don't know how it would fit, but I think it's worth a try. And
Well,
there,
so Tim, I guess I'm going to suggest this, given, you know, the comments that have been made. There was one comment to basically take all the panels that are on the main mass of the house and move them to the two side subordinate masses. That would require you to reorient them. Right now, they're in portrait mode. If they went into landscape mode, I'm wondering if you could fit 3 rows on the right-hand side and 2 rows on the left-hand side. I don't know whether you've investigated that. And the idea of evergreen screening from the road as opposed to deciduous, to Val's point of you being able to see through the deciduous plants, which have all lost their leaves. So is this
That was
something?
mine.
So Tim,
I'm here.
oh, and then there was also, of course, the ground array proposal. So what would you like us to do with this, sir?
Well, obviously, I'd like you to approve it, but in lieu of,
I think that's going to be a tough sell, given what I've heard.
yeah, I mean, I just want to add a couple of responses. So a ground, we don't have the room for a ground array.
Okay.
That's just not an
Cross
option.
that off the list.
Yeah, take that off.
Mhm.
And I obviously respect all the members with, you know, their feedback. And I am intimately familiar with the 2009 document. And I reread it again after the Tuesday meeting. It doesn't, from my reading, the notion of the panels being on the front of the property is not addressed in that document. It does.
It is. There's examples, recommended and not recommended.
Okay.
All right.
This is a single story structure. And it's exceptionally well screened. A large portion of the screening is evergreen. I drove by it on Tuesday or Wednesday. I went by it again on Tuesday.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
So this was a site viewing, and Val, I believe, actually has pictures that show that the roof of the main house will be visible.
You can play peekaboo, no question. You can play peekaboo, and there are parts of it that you can see. But I think you have to go out of your way to see it. And if we take into consideration that this is at the end of a cul-de-sac, it's outside the old historic district. There's a lot of reasons why we feel it is approvable, which is why we're bringing it in front of you. We had a project come to us today, which was absolutely not approvable. And unfortunately, we told the prospects, we said, we'd love to build the solar for you, but it doesn't meet the guidelines as of today.
Can I share the picture that I took today? It may
Yeah.
help people.
It would be helpful. So I don't know, my own view of this, Tim, if we're X the ground array and we're X could you just talk about the idea of taking them off the main roof and putting them on the side roofs?
Can you
okay,
see
so
it?
Yeah.
You can barely see it, right? I mean,
No, Tim, what are you saying when you barely see it? You can see it all completely.
that's
And-
the garage.
No,
And
that's the house.
Can I add one thing is in the thing that we're trying to do with the, on the main building facing the street, it doesn't say it just in the old historic district. It says generally, and we've been acting on it generally. So please don't
Okay.
say that we're not doing to make a question, because we're making it quite direct and quite understandable. Thank you.
What I was going to suggest, Tim, is supplementing the evergreen vegetation. Now, I'm just one of 5 members.
Mhm.
You know, that would certainly solve it for me. Whether it would solve it for a majority of the members would remain to be seen. So I guess what I'm saying is it's unlikely that you're going to get a motion for an approval right now. So do you want us to have you look at some revisions to this?
Come back with some screening of some sort.
Sure, we will do a, I will.
I actually, you know, I'm looking at this and I'm not a landscaper, but I think that 3 well-placed junipers would totally do this. It would just solve it.
Okay,
Okay.
I will speak with the owner and we'll come
Okay.
back to you with a proposal.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, and sorry that it didn't work out this particular time, but hope springs eternal. Okay, so let's motion for some revisions on this and see what Tim can come up with.
I make that motion.
Thank you, Diane. On that motion, Val.
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
John.
Repeat the motion, please.
The motion is to hold for some revisions.
Hold for review. Thank you.
Okay, and Diane on your motion,
Aye.
and I'm in favor. Motion carries. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
JB Studio established board on this 50 Hummock Pond Road. Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, myself, John, Diane, Val, Carrie. Let's go.
Yeah, I presented last time. You wanted to view it because you were thinking it was, I mean, more visible from the side, or actually the neighbor was having some comments about actually the berm in the front and some fence, which we are not really doing any changes to it. But anyways, you wanted to see that the lot is actually flat. We are not raising the grade, and the building will be pretty much where you see that car on the right side and going towards the back along the setback line. And
Can we see the elevations again on this?
yeah, and I changed. We had a little mixed up labeling on the east and west elevations, so I updated that. So
Okay.
these plans reflect what it really is.
Oh,
east and
right, the
west.
chimney in the back. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
got it. All right. Who among the board members that are sitting on this would like to speak first?
I'll go.
Thank you, Val.
I believe that the biggest concern that I had about this project's proposal is all of those French doors facing the driveway, which is exactly what you see when you're on the road. You know, the little roof
Mhm.
there with all the French
Yep.
doors. I think that should change to something else. Maybe the one
You can
that's
change
on,
to
the one
single.
that's a single could stay, but not the bank of the 4. It's not even your, I mean, I would think that'd be more on the rear of the house than the side. So that to me is the thing that should change.
Yeah, well said. Thank you, Val. Carrie, how about you?
I agree with Val, but I also have an issue with the fact that this looks exactly like the existing house and the scale of it. And it seems like the siding there's just two twin buildings, both facing the street in the same way. And I'm just thinking it would be nice if they weren't so like each other, facing the same direction. I'm thinking the front should face the driveway, and not those big glass doors, and sort of just reconfigure to make it read like a cottage versus the main house. I don't know. Is this the main house or is the existing building the main house? It's very, very hard to tell.
It's a semantic argument. Yeah. Well, it looks like the
Photograph
footprint of
you-
this is slightly smaller.
Yeah, the photograph you showed us of the
It's also
existing
lower.
house is exactly like this one.
Yes, that's right.
So that to me is it's not very appropriate.
There's no
Okay,
hierarchy.
Exactly.
exactly. Thank you both. Diane.
No, I agree with them. I
Okay.
agree with both Carrie and Val.
Okay, so we got the windows and the fact that the front of it, front quote, well, actually it is the front, not windows, the doors facing east. And the front of the building that looks very, very similar to the other building. Is that it, Diane?
Well, the other thing is, and I don't know whether it would stay, is when you go along on Hummock Pond Road, it's a clear view as you go from east to west, as Val said, from
Yeah.
west to east, it is visible, but not as visible. I would like to see why could the chimney not be like a regular chimney instead of that oddly shaped one?
You're talking about the chimney on that back porch? Oh, yeah, the old milk bottle chimney, yeah.
Yeah, on the proposed west elevation.
Right.
It's not in keeping with the rest of the house.
Well, I don't think you need to have the corbelling occurring above the roof plane. like
Right.
that.
Right.
It's very odd,
Yeah, it's strange.
yeah.
And what
Okay.
is the height of this building? It's just a little too small to read.
It's low, but take it up a few notches and we'll be
Wait a
able to
minute,
tell
I
you.
did.
If we go to the right, keep going to the right. There it is, 19 feet. 19.
Right.
Nicely scaled.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's good and it will fit in the little house. There are sort of a bunch of little houses right along in there because Bruce's house, Bruce's farm is just down the street, so we see it quite a lot. But I do think what has been mentioned is right.
Can I add something just as a
go ahead, Carrie.
comment? I think if the east elevation became the front door and the north just removed the front door and looked less like the front of the house, it would go a long way.
Very interesting, yeah. Mhm.
And can I comment also, like, I can also remove the dormers, those two dormers in the front. And,
Oh, well, that would go a long way too,
Yeah.
because I
Make
mean,
it much more
seriously,
simpler.
that's the thing that's calling the most attention to the fact that these guys are, twins.
Yeah, I mean-
Okay, thank you, Uri. And let's hear from John. John, it's your turn.
Yes, I have a comment, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
As what I just heard, since we opened this one here,
Mm-hmm.
and there was questions on the three and four sliding doors, right, whether in the front or the back.
Correct.
The question, you got to separate the main thing of hurting Nantucket's architecture in the last 20 years. All right, there's been changes here, with changing with members and changes with the architecture itself. Either you have an old HDC and you have a new HDC, which is outside, area outside of the old HDC.
Okay.
That's the important thing to save. All right, now, right now, less than a year ago, I found the only two rules and regulations voted, and it's on the back of all of the books we have on HDC. And I find it, wait a minute, get this right. That the commission has a lot in the last 8 to 10 years of losing personal taste instead of rules and regulations. There is guidelines. There are the only 2 pages of rules and regulations that we ever voted for. And I asked Kadeem to send a copy to each member. Whether he did or not, I don't know, but I hope he did. It's the only rules and regulations voted by this commission, not guidelines. Solid act, but nobody's using them.
Well, John, what are you pointing out specifically on this project?
It is what?
How is what you're saying right now relating to the project that we're looking at?
That we're looking at?
Yes.
Yes. It's
Well-
still, it's those 8, the 4 sliding doors.
Yeah. So nobody likes those, John.
The only thing you got to make them any smaller is the one guideline that they have is that the 50% of glass, no more than 50% of glass in any wall plane. But we're not pushing that neither.
Well, but John, let me tell you, your board is not going soft. Because every single member, including me, has said that we don't like those 4 French doors. So those French doors are going to take a hike. And that's one thing that we have told the applicant to take care of. So it sounds like you're in agreement with that.
They're going to take a hike, or what are they going to put there?
Well, we don't know yet because he's going to come back with some revisions.
Hope for revisions, okay.
Revisions that we're going to love, I'm
Okay.
sure.
That
Right,
just-
Uri?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yes.
Okay. All right. So I think that's it. Let's have some revisions, folks.
Make a motion to hold for revision.
Love it. Thank you so much. Okay, on
Okay,
Diane's
thank you.
motion to hold for revisions, Carrie,
Aye.
Val,
Aye.
John.
Aye.
All right, Diane on your motion,
Aye.
and I'm in favor too. Motion carries. Okay. Now, how about this Tom Keegan thing that keeps going in its circular motion? Where are we on that now?
If I may, to the chair, it is going to be held.
Okay, meaning that it didn't get to HSAB yet, right?
No, not yet. 3 and
Okay,
4.
so, but listen, and maybe this is more of a question for Terry. We already moved, I think, to hold this until HSAB reviewed it, so I'm not sure that we need to re-motion. Terry,
Offhand, I'm not recalling the motion. When was that? Last Thursday or
it
Tuesday?
was Tuesday night. this keeps
Anybody have
coming
real
up.
quick access to that? Because I don't.
Mr. Chair, I don't believe Cathcart was something for HSAB.
Yeah, I don't either. That's out.
Oh, well, Linda keeps saying, no. I'm sorry. It was not HSAB. It was, this has some sort of like a conservation restriction on it. And so that restriction is enforced by what organization? And
Concom?
Preservation Trust. And so the Preservation Trust needs to weigh in on it before we can review it. That was the issue, not HSAB. I'm wrong. But so, look, let's just, I thought I was going to save time. I didn't, but could somebody please make a motion to hold those 2
Make a
items?
motion to hold until they get the Preservation Trust answer back.
Very good. So if it takes 6 months, we don't have to do this every week for the next 6 months. Thank you, Diane. On that motion, Val,
Aye.
Abby. Is Abby gone? John, how about you on the motion?
The motion is to hold for revisions.
The motion is to hold items 3 and 4 for a word from the people that have a preservation restriction on it. We're just holding it.
To hold for revisions?
Not revisions necessarily, for word from the Preservation Trust on the restrictions. There are restrictions on this piece of property.
You want to hold both of them?
Correct. You in
Thank you.
favor of that?
I get it. Yes.
All right, thank you. And let's see, did we have Abby in there? Abby disappeared?
Muted.
Oh. Hey, Stephen, you want to just, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, there you go. How about, are you in favor of that motion?
Yes,
Thank you.
sorry.
And Diane on your motion?
Yes, yes.
And I'm in favor too, motion carries. Okay, so now we're going to move along to some old business items, both of which are Atlantic Landscaping.
Hi there.
Hi. Okay, so you've got established boards on these, the first one of which you don't have Jesse today, but lucky you, you get to have Carrie because she's an alternate. Okay.
Cool.
All right.
So
Let's
we
go.
pretty much made the changes that the board had requested. We brought the fence in along on the corner of Cherry and the parking lot area, and we're going to leave that existing fence. We're going to change it to a 5-foot fence. We're going to add, I think there was a request that we have climbing vegetation on the fence as opposed to arborvitaes. So we did that. We changed the patio. I think the concern was that the patio was too formal. So we changed that to more of a Goshen stone, like what you see on Main Street on the sidewalks. You know, we left the hedge obviously going around, you know, which obviously is planting. But I think that someone had said that there was, you know, there shouldn't be a hedge in front, but as the owner pointed out, there's always a hedge in the front. He actually took it down and put a fence there. So we're just asking to put vegetation there to help screen that deck, which you guys had already approved coming off the back, just so that when people are on the deck, the customers are on the deck, they're not, you know, people walking down Orange Street aren't staring at them. Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much the changes. I think we did everything the board wanted.
Okay. Thanks, Lindsay.
No problem.
Who would like to start on this?
Mr. Chair,
Oh, sorry. Yes, go.
that's okay. HSAB did not take a look at it again, but I did, and I believe the comments that both HSAB and myself brought up have been addressed. Appreciate the retaining of the existing privet along Cherry Street, and appreciate the reduction in the height of the proposed fence with the climbing vegetation and the changing of the new patio to a Goshen stone, which is less formal. Again, this is a contributing circa 1854 former mission school structure. So obviously an important resource within the old historic district. So those are comments, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Okay, well, generally positive. Yeah, okay, thumbs up. Okay, board members.
Aye.
Yes, let's see, John, you're not on this actually.
It was his house, but I just wanted to ask,
Yeah, that was, yes, it was his house. Go ahead, Diane.
I just wanted to ask a question. I didn't see it before, but what is that existing propane tank on the front?
I think
There.
it's an underground tank.
Oh,
Sorry.
all right. I didn't see, I'd never seen it, so I wondered what on earth. So that's fine. Thank you.
Otherwise, you're okay, Diane? Is that?
Yeah, I think it will be handled well, and I think they'll get along with their partner in the back parking lot. It seems to be thoughtfully done.
Okay, terrific. Thank you. Val?
I'm okay with it as well. I just have a question for Lindsay. Are the arborvitaes going to be growing up to, like, you know, 10, 12, 14 feet?
No, the idea is to maintain them as a hedge.
Okay, great. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, thank you. Stephen?
That addresses the concern I had.
Okay, very good. Carrie?
That was mine too. Maybe we can stipulate that they shouldn't be more than 5 feet or something.
Well, you could make a motion, include that in your motion.
I think that would be good because that building is sort of iconic.
Mhm.
Have it hidden behind tall, tall trees.
It's John's house, so it should, my view is that it shouldn't be touched, any of it.
So I'll make a motion to approve with the condition that the evergreen hedge material be maintained
exceed.
at a height not to exceed 5 feet tall.
Sounds good. Thank
Subject
you.
and
Oh, go ahead.
sorry, Mr. Chair, but we don't have any teeth for this. So failure to maintain the hedge, this is part of the motion, failure to maintain the hedge at that height will result in a, will void the approval.
Wait, say that again?
Failure to observe the condition will
Oh,
void the
failure
approval.
to. I thought you were saying Val.
I did too.
No. Okay,
Can I,
failure to uphold that will void the approval. Okay. The language keeps getting stricter and stricter.
can I say
Batten it
one
down.
thing? Just,
Okay, hang on,
Yep.
What, Lindsay? What?
I'm just thinking that the deck off the back of the structure is raised. So it's, I think it's 18 inches above grade. So if you're sitting on that deck, a 5-foot hedge, you might actually be, I don't know. Could we say 6 feet?
No, kids, listen. So Lindsay, this is not to screen the view of your people of the road. It's to screen people on the road from the view of you. And so it's 5 feet as measured from the outside.
Okay.
I think you're pushing it to do that, because then it becomes more of a privacy thing for you and less about the public and more about you. So I'm gonna let Stephen's motion remain. And so on Stephen's motion, Carrie,
Aye.
Val,
Aye.
Diane,
Aye.
Stephen on your motion,
Aye.
and I'm in favor, motion carries. Thank you, Lindsay. And let's see, you got one more here. All right, 10 Bassett, again, established board. Is Abby still with us?
I'm just having a little trouble with the dogs going,
Oh, I see.
somebody's
Okay.
at the
But
door.
you are there. Okay.
I am here.
Okay, so you're on this one. John, you're on it. Diane, Val, and me. Okay, go.
So on this one, again, this is the one where there's an as-built wall condition on the sides. I think, if the board would go look at it, it's not visible from any public way. It's way in the back of the property, hidden by houses. There was a concern about building, like does it need a permit? It doesn't. We're cutting the wall in half. If you scroll to the other side of the plan, we're actually cutting it in half and having 2 3-foot retaining walls.
Okay, so Lindsay,
Mhm.
long and short, you have made revisions to this.
Yes. Well,
We're reviewing revisions. You're not asking us to go out and look at it the way it is and say it's fine, right?
Well, I think if you guys were to go and look at it and try and look down the driveway, you'd see that none of this is visible in the
Okay,
back.
do you want us to approve this now or like later when we've all had a chance to go out and view it?
It's up to you, whatever you feel is best.
Well, but you're suggesting revisions, so I would like to know what those are.
Well, we're going in pretty much with the same application we did before with the 2 retaining walls. Because this is the same application.
Okay, so why was this held then? Why are we?
Because there's a cross section. You guys had requested a cross section.
Okay, so then let's take a look at
Which
that.
Kadeem, it's in the 930 application, which Alicia.
Kadeem's not with us anymore.
Oh, Esmeralda, I emailed it to you as well. It's from the 930 submission. I realized it didn't show up on this 11-1, the 11-11 one.
If I may, I will search for it right now. Wait, give me 1 minute.
Yeah, I emailed it to you, so it should be close to the top of your inbox. But we just did a cross section showing it, and it has since passed Concom because obviously it was near the wetland as well. Not that that matters, but.
Could you read the red writing?
Yeah, I mean, none of this is legible at this scale.
Yeah, if you zoom in,
Okay, extend retaining wall along property line.
so that's that's already been built. So that
Right.
extended wall is already built. There you go. So that's the cross section. So what we're doing is we're planting for the neighbor, we're doing plantings on their side of the wall, and then we're doing plantings in between the terraces of the wall to screen it.
Oh, right. This was flagged because a neighbor called up.
Right, exactly.
I wonder if that neighbor is on this Zoom session. Can anyone speak to that? Okay, well,
I know they
so
have been in contact with the owner of this property, and I think that they're definitely aware of our plan.
so there's already some walls in place, and what I'm looking at right now that I can't quite read is you're looking for this double wall scenario, which would decrease the height of the single wall. It would have it. Large concrete wall, bluestone cap. Where's the double wall? I'm not seeing it.
If Esmeralda, if you could scroll down. Yep, keep going. No,
Scroll up.
up. Sorry, I got that one backwards. Yeah, there you go. See the double wall there?
I don't.
So it's where all the green is, the double green, where all the green circles are. Yeah, right there. So you can see lower
Okay,
wall,
so I see
upper
one
wall.
wall there, but I don't see two.
There's another one that you can't really see because they got the planting.
Oh, yes. Okay, between the two rows of green. Yeah,
exactly.
I finally get it.
So the idea is to screen it for the neighbors.
Right. So the neighbor who's having the issue with this is on that side.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. And now can we see the photos?
Yeah.
The photos aren't of the wall, they're just from the street.
Yeah, these are from the street. Because so the way the property line works is you've got a narrow driveway and then it opens up to the house. The way the property works, there's actually see how it kind of comes in?
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
actually a house to the right of that driveway. So which, hides the whole back area.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Lindsay.
There's
Board
a
member-
house right near where this wall is, like pretty
Well, I
close
think
to
that's
it.
the person that was concerned. You can see
Right.
that sort of long house
Right.
to the left of the pork chop. Yeah, right there where the wall is, like right next to it.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to start, Val, or?
In terms of us, I
Yeah.
don't think we have any jurisdiction, but as a general comment, building out to the very last nanosecond of the property line and having to put in a retaining, to me is like mental. But I can see wanting to use your property to the very biggest space you can, but it seems like it happens a lot. And so who
does.
cares what the neighbor thinks, right?
So it would seem, yes. Thank you, Val. Let's see. Okay, thank you, Diane. Go ahead.
I just have one question is
Yep.
somewhere, which has disappeared. I read it was going to have this one stone walls are going to have a bluestone cap. We don't do bluestone caps on walls.
Maybe we should get a picture of it just so we have it for the records.
Okay.
Picture of what?
The existing wall, whether we can see it or not.
Okay.
Well, the neighbors.
We don't know what we're approving.
Here, let's let Diane finish.
No, we don't approve bluestone caps on stone walls. And this says it's got a bluestone cap. It says change approved PT wall to parged concrete with bluestone cap.
Okay.
And we don't do that. So that's all.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, John.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Looking at these plans, I can find nothing detrimental to the neighborhood that's there existing. He doesn't, he's not gonna hurt any of these changes here. I think it's a nice presentation and I think it's ready to move on. I think it's
Okay.
all legal. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, John. Abby?
Yeah, I have some concerns about, parged concrete wall on practically the property line. And in the future, I'd like to see something burned down, just go with the landscape. Don't try to, manipulate the land so much that you have to put up a retaining wall that then a neighbor is going to see. I think it's, here's a lesson here. Please heed that. So what would make me happy would be to see what it looks like now. And I'm not sure we can go on the property. So how would we see that? I would probably call for a photograph of the, of what it is going to look like. That
Well,
would,
what it's going to look like?
yeah, like,
This is already built, right, Lindsay?
It is, but I would respectfully request a motion to view, like for you guys to view it and just see if there's jurisdiction.
Yeah, because,
That's what council's been telling me.
May I
I've just been-
speak?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I would be concerned, or I would have an active interest in some of what's going on here, except for the fact that none of this is visible from a public way. So all the talk about where the wall is, how high it is, all that, I don't think is germane to our, it's on a pork chop lot, so even if all the vegetation burned down, you still wouldn't see it. So that's my view. So what were you going to say, Lindsay?
That's exactly kind of what I was gonna say.
Okay.
well, since some of us do have a problem, would it be okay if we took a look and just, or is that, I don't know.
Well, I actually think that it's illegal to go onto the property to see something that we're supposed to be viewing from a public way.
But here's the thing, this seems to start, not with regard to Lindsay, but in general, because we can't see it, we don't have jurisdiction, but then people still do it and it's problems for the neighbors. I mean, what happened to just good old hospitality with your neighbors? I mean,
Well, that is a separate issue, Val, and you're right. It's like all those pools out in Cisco. It's like at the end of the day, it was decided that, none of them were visible from a public way and that we had no ability to change that other than how the vegetation was configured. But was it a
I just think it's going to keep happening because there's no recourse. That's all.
Right, and everything we turn around is not in our purview. If it says we don't put bluestone caps on walls, it doesn't say we don't put bluestone caps on walls if you can't see them. But sometimes, if it says something, then that's what we should do, because we get it passed and the next guy says it and says, well, they did it, so why shouldn't I? And
well, okay. I insist that, our board is charged only with what's visible from a public way. So if you see the bluestone cap from a public way, then the answer is no. Yes, John.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with what you say. Yes. This one piece of property does have a lack of visibility other than the driveway going in. And I'd like to say what was the motion?
Well, there is no motion as of yet. And unfortunately, I believe that we don't have a majority to be able to approve this. So
I don't think we have the ability to not approve it, but I'd like to say for the record how we feel.
Yeah, no, listen. Yeah, I think that's perfectly
Look at Duke's
legitimate.
Road.
Yeah.
Motion to
Well, unlike this project, Duke's Road was visible from a public way.
And still is.
That's the big difference there, is that was highly visible from a public way.
Could I ask one more question? I know
Yeah,
John's
yeah.
itching to pass this.
Yeah.
Lindsay, what is the height of the retaining wall?
Oh, he'll show the section again, because it's all labeled on the section.
It's right there.
It's like 32 inches or something like that.
They're, yeah. So 30.
Okay, right, scroll up a little bit more, just a little bit. Now you got to go, okay, okay. So there, see on the left-hand side there, the top one is 30 inches of exposure and the bottom one is 33 inches of exposure.
Lowered.
Now, so the top one isn't going to be visible, even not to us at all, but it won't even be visible to the neighbor. And arguably the bottom one would only be visible through that, whatever that vegetation is that they have between.
Yeah,
the-
what is that vegetation, Lindsay? Exactly.
We're gonna do, and we're still talking with the neighbor about it, but probably either climbing hydrangeas or an evergreen. But I know that the owner is, you know, we're presenting it to the owner.
Okay, and this is revised from something you brought before us a couple of months ago, correct?
Well, so we brought the plan below to you guys already. This is just a revision, just showing this cross section, because that's what you guys wanted to see, what that was going to look like.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you, Lindsay.
No problem.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, John.
we move the motion, please.
Oh, but there is no motion. Do you want to make one?
I'm sorry, I'll make a motion to approve this for lack of visibility.
Okay. Let's see how that, thank you, John. Let's see how that goes. On that motion, Abby.
I'm going to be a yes, but I also want to thank Lindsay for talking to the neighbor and figuring this out and doing the double bump, whatever, and screening it. So thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Abby, for that. Diane.
Yeah, I will be an, yes. I, however, I'm sort of taken back by the amount of raising in the grade. I don't remember approving that, but anyway, I'll go yes.
Okay, thank you, Diane. Val.
Aye.
Okay. John, on your motion.
Aye.
And I'm in favor too. Motion carries. Okay, that's that. Now we're on to some new business. First up, Chip Webster Associates, 107 Tom Nevers. Anybody on for this?
Hey, yep, I am.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. You have a regular board for this one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so for this is an existing house and we're proposing to move it on the lot.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if you want to look at the site plan first.
Yeah, we didn't have a link to this, I don't think.
Okay,
So the dash line is where it is right now and you're moving
Yeah.
it over. Okay.
that's correct. So moving it as is to the corner.
Okay. And you're going to add some porches and so forth to it. as
Yeah,
well.
so there is an existing garage below this and we want to extend that by 200 square feet. So there's a small 10 by 20 addition for the garage.
That's the thing that we're seeing on the north side of this property
Yes, that's correct.
with the, you know, garage access drive. Now that's going to be retained, right? Didn't you say the garage was underneath this?
It's not, it's on the first floor level.
Oh, it
It's
is.
not in
Oh,
the
okay.
basement.
Then never mind what I just said. I thought you said it was underneath. Okay, so I think that's got that. Can we go to now back to the elevations? Which side, just in a nutshell, I should be able to figure this out, but
This is the front, the
what?
southeast.
What did you say?
Oh, sorry, I said this is the front of the structure
That's
that
the
we're looking
front.
at now.
And that's
Are there any
existing.
pictures?
Yes, it's the last page.
Oh, thank God. There we go.
Yep, so that's what you would see. Well, you can't really see it from the road, but that is the side facing the road.
But you're moving it
Yeah,
closer to
you're
the
kind
road.
of canting it, aren't you?
Yeah, we're moving it to the corner of the lot.
But you're changing the orientation, I thought.
Yes.
Right.
Yep, that's correct.
But so Amy, currently, this elevation that we're looking at with the car in it is the one that faces Tom Nevers Road?
Yes.
Okay. And if I read it correctly, aren't you adding a porch here somewhere?
Can we
Yes.
see something?
And so the garage door that's existing, that is actually moving to the new addition part of it. So one sheet above this, you can see that change. Yep. Yep, so right here. So we're replacing the garage door access
Got
with a
it.
window, and you'd
Got it.
enter in on the other side.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Right. So now I believe the side that faces Tom Nevers Road is actually the north. Oh, wait, no. It would be the south. It would be the side opposite the garage bay side, right?
Yeah, so if we go to the next page,
Yeah.
the new front would be the south side. That's correct.
Front
That's
meaning
the
the side that's
front?
facing, well, front
Yeah.
meaning the side that's facing Tom Nevers Road.
Right, yeah.
The actual front door is not facing Tom Nevers Road.
Can we see the site plan?
Yeah.
No, the next one, sorry. That looks like it's a,
Oh, I didn't even see this.
So this is the master plan for the
Mhm.
lot. So it's the client owns both properties. So the structure is their guest house.
Okay, so folks, so as to avoid a little confusion here, the house that's under review is in the lower right-hand corner of this. Not the big one up at the top.
Right.
What's all that stuff that, I don't know, to the left of the little building?
That's
Of
a
the
garden
building.
area.
Oh.
Yep.
Right.
Flower garden. Okay.
Yep.
in an 18 by 20 what?
That's
Barn.
like a barn workshop space. So the client actually owns a flower business and does arrangements for different events.
Okay,
That would be like a workshop.
But we're just doing the cottage right now. aren't
we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, we're just looking at the cottage. But this just gives you some context for why it's
Mhm.
moving and
Okay.
why
So
the
the
orientation is
south
how it is.
is our concern
Mhm.
mostly.
South. Yeah,
Yeah.
south. Okay, so do you want to start, Val?
No, because I need to see it again.
Oh, okay. South elevation.
Right.
That's existing. Yeah,
Yeah,
next one.
go down to the proposed. Okay, keep going down.
Yeah, one more.
You got to go down more. Okay, scroll over to the right. Yeah, keep going. There you go. Okay, south. There you go. South. Okay, now you've seen it. Now you can render your verdict.
I really can't because I
Well, okay.
can't
I'll
see
come
what's
back to you.
there and what's gonna be at the same time. I'm sorry, and
I'll
I'm,
come back to you. Who then? Who
oh,
among
so
us?
it's above is the existing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm okay with this.
Okay, good.
It's
All right.
amazing when you can see everything, how you can determine,
Yeah. Well, right. This is one of the things I love so much about Zoom is like moving all around the place to see what's existing and what's proposed. Okay, so Val, it sounds like is fine with this. Diane, how are you?
The one on the left after the one on the right has a big deck on the second floor.
Correct.
I wondered if that is a 8 foot out or whether it's bigger.
Okay, so it looks to me, if you look above that, Diane,
Yep.
this is, I don't want to sound pejorative when I say this, but this is your quintessential Tom Nevers deck, which
Yeah.
I can
No,
guarantee you is wider than 8 feet.
I
The
saw.
existing one is.
Yep, I'm sure. Now I
Yep.
see where it was the old one and the new one. If we put a big tent over it, maybe nobody would see it. Ah,
But I'll have Amy answer this, but I don't believe that you're making any wider. What you're actually doing is kind of creating a skirt around it.
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's out 10 feet. I'd have to verify on the plans.
It is definitely, I mean,
Yeah,
it's not 8 feet. Let's put it at that.
yeah.
Okay, so Diane, anything else?
no, because everything is almost existing, so it really is hard to pick out something else. It seems to be fine. It seems to fit in. And what they have added, the little shed over there on the left, is not objectionable. So what I do find objectionable, it isn't going to change. So that's all.
True. Okay, thank you, Diane. Abby?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Great, thank you. John?
Mr. Chairman, I
Yes,
think it's
sir.
being an existing structure, I think it's perfectly moved on the same lot, so I'll make a motion to approve it. As submitted.
Okay, John, I think that one's gonna fly. Thank you. On John's motion, Diane?
Aye.
Thank you, Val.
Aye.
Abby?
Aye.
John, on your motion?
Aye.
All right, and I'm in favor too. Motion carries. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Okay, let's see. Now we're back to Sunwind. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I skipped one. Do we have somebody here to represent 6 White Whale Lane? I think this got passed over last time for some reason.
If I may through the chair, Greg is somewhere here.
Greg is here.
Yes.
Greg, if you can hear us, you want to unmute, friend. What's that?
Esmeralda, you're not looking. Is that all right? Can you hear me?
Is that Greg speaking?
Yes, it is.
Okay. All right, so here we go.
Going good. How are you? How do you make out?
Oh, hey, whoever has the background discussion going on needs to mute.
Oh, is that better?
Was that coming from you?
Yeah, I was in the building department office.
Okay.
Chairman, could I get 3 digits up, please? I can't.
Yeah, you can, but we're still getting a lot of background discussion there, which is bothering the hell out of me.
I would
Okay.
say if it's Greg to mute till we need him to talk.
Okay.
He's supposed to be presenting.
It looks like every other house in there.
Okay, well, all right.
If he had pictures, you would see that. But
Hey, Greg, let's let Val present for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Do we have photographs of this?
There are no photographs.
Like context?
We see another elevation.
Yeah. it would be
I'll
great.
see if I have some.
That would be super.
I did
I know
another
that
house
you've done
in
a
there.
number of these in there.
Yeah.
Val. Okay, so John, there's the back elevation.
Right, I'd like to see the, what elevation is this? Rhea, I'd like to see the front elevation, please.
That was just up. Well, this is the side now. And
Okay,
that's the back.
okay. I think
There's
it's,
the front, there's the front.
I think it's appropriate for the neighborhood to stay up, and I make a motion to approve it as submitted.
Well, I'm gonna hold on the motion just so that we can hear from other board members if there are any concerns. So, thank you, John, and I'll hold your motion. Abby, on anything on this?
Does the one mast stagger back from the other?
Yes.
I couldn't tell. It went
It's
by so
deceptive,
fast.
but yeah, this is like the type in that particular circle.
Oh, there it
See
is.
that? They're like 2 staggered gables. It's a
Yeah.
duplex.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I wish one were lower than the other, but you know, I'm in the minority in that.
I actually think that we have we, not necessarily you, but this board has approved this very design elsewhere on that circle. Let's see what we have other people. How about you, Diane?
No, I thought, figured it out, it was staggered. I too would like to see a difference in the roof walk, because you see it as one when you're driving down Cato Lane. But this is a Huntington house, right?
It is.
Yeah. So it's not gonna happen as long as they got the windows right.
Right.
It's a plus.
I know where it is.
Could I, sorry, I hate to interrupt. Could I go back to the site plan? I just want to see how this is in relate. You said there were other houses around and I just,
Okay, so
Yeah.
this little subdivision is off of Cato, which is off of Bartlett. You can see that much. So see how there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lots around that White Whale Lane.
Mhm.
And if memory serves me, we've reviewed probably, this might be our 5th one that we've reviewed in there, all of which are, I think, like duplex or prefab houses of some kind.
so that one that's marked 37 Cato?
Yeah,
Lane?
that 37 is different. That's some American Legion Hall or something.
Yeah.
right?
They've been there for years and years and years.
Yeah, that's, you can see that building from Bartlett Road. It's got a big parking lot in front of it.
And sorry, what is the height of this building?
Here we go again. It's not going to be labeled on there. It will be. Let's zoom in on that.
In between notches, please.
Yeah, scroll to the right.
27, 29.
Wait a second, scroll a little bit more. You know, this is a perennial problem with these. Like, even when you get right on top of it, you can't read it.
Is that a,
Looks like it says 29, 9, and 1/11 or something like that. So
Right.
almost 30 feet, just shy
All
of
of
30
them
feet.
are.
and let me just look at the other houses around.
Well, that's down to Val. Now,
I'm getting it.
Okay.
yeah, but
I appreciate this because I have friends and neighbors that are in this neighborhood and I know they don't, I'm just thinking for this neighborhood that I don't really know, that I don't want it to overwhelm.
hey, while this is going on, I'm going to make an announcement that it is almost 2:30, and by the time we wrap this, it will be at least 2:30, if not beyond. So we're gonna have to carry everything else past this application to Tuesday evening.
I
Okay,
have pictures.
sorry to disappoint you all.
You have a motion.
Okay,
have
hang on
pictures.
one
Thank you,
second.
Val, I
John.
appreciate it.
Val is just going to show some of the other houses that are in that same neighborhood. Okay, John? We'll wrap this in just a second. I love that sign. Love that sign.
Can you do more than one at a time? No.
Oh, gosh, what's this? This looks
This
like a
is White
photo.
Whale.
No, but is this photoshopped or
No,
real?
No. This is what's there.
It's real.
It's
Okay,
So
real.
that's the neighbor's
so
house.
there it is. There's a bunch of those duplexes already in place.
There's another view.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, got it. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay,
Appreciate that a
so
lot.
listen, folks, John has made a motion and he's been very patient because he wants me to take the motion to the floor, which I'm about to do. So John has made a motion to approve this as submitted. On that motion, Diane,
Aye.
thank you. Val,
Aye.
very good. Abby,
Aye.
okay. John, on your motion?
Aye.
And I'm in favor too, so that motion carries. Now, that concludes the regular business for the afternoon, and we don't have to approve any minutes, so I think that maybe we could adjourn, huh?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, Diane's made a motion to adjourn. On that motion, Val,
Aye.
Abby,
Aye.
John,
Aye.
and Diane,
Aye.
Okay, thank you all. Have a really great stroll. I look forward to seeing you all on Main Street in your fur coats.
Yeah,
Have fun. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.
you too.
Thank you.